Welcome to another episode of The Hot Seat. On this week's episode, we are going to discuss about the nominations that saw our top cream de la cream, Beatrice Chebet and Faith Kipyegon, left out in the final athletes who made it to the final list. So I am with our host, Abigail, and we are going to get kickstarted on this topic. So, Abigail, why do you think Beatrice deserved to be left out, or they would have given at least one of them, Beatrice or Faith, considering they had such a good season?
First of all, I feel like both Faith and Beatrice had really great seasons. But what puzzled me the most was Beatrice missing in the final list of the nominees. And she had an outstanding season. Like, she was very impeccable this season, from the start of the season to like ending her season. And since she's confirmed for a cross-country race, which will be on 17th of November. So I feel like for her, being left out was really something that puzzled me a lot. I feel like Faith had a great season and whatnot, but what Beatrice achieved was like way out of this world. From winning her second cross-country title at the start of the season, to breaking the 10,000 meters world record at the Prefontaine Classic, to winning 2 Olympic gold medals in the 5,000 and 10,000 meters at the Paris Olympic Games, to running the fastest time this season in the 5,000 meters at the Diamond League meeting in Zurich, to closing her season with the 5,000 meters Diamond League trophy. So I just feel like her being excluded was unfair, but also we have to look at the social media, because social media votes played a huge role in that. And by the time people were done voting, she was not among the top. So I feel like her exclusion was unfair, but also the systems. That's how the system works, kinda. Yeah.
But I believe there's a percentage say that the votes of us as the fans, they are votes that also matter. So I do not think even Sydney making it to that list, she managed to be on top too. So, okay, my main concern basically was also leaving out Beatrice. Yeah, Faith probably she'd had her season. Faith was Faith. But Beatrice did an exemplary job, from breaking a whole world record to bringing the first, it has been almost 13 years since Kenya had a Olympic gold medal in the 10,000. So that was quite a good fit. And then having someone like Sydney in these in the finals, I feel like it has been forced. Probably an influence from the Western influence has been put in it, because I also feel like Sydney is not feeling it. Even if we check her socials, all she's doing is Sydney has been like barely running.
Yeah, true.
She has been barely running. She has done, I think, around 5 races, if I'm not wrong, of which mostly the hurdles which she broke, the 200 meters that she did. So, under what criteria are we giving Sydney this final spot? Like, does she actually deserve it? While at least the lady from St. Lucia, what is her name? Julian, at least she's an Olympic champion. She has been showing up. She has been doing quite some races, and we've seen her. But Sydney, honestly, I'm a big fan of Sydney, but I feel I'm not even saying I'm not blaming her, but I feel like whoever gave her the final spot did Beatrice wrong. Sydney has been barely racing. She has only done the Olympics. Actually, she has raced so much during the Olympics than any other race she has done outside. All she's doing is just jungling and giving us Bible studies lessons on her. I follow her diligently, follow whatever verse she gives us. Yeah. So why are you putting her here? And I also feel like her heart is not into this thing. She's not even, you see, World Athletics tags has a tendency of tagging who they nominate. Right now they also tag the finalists. They tagged her, and she has never ever accept these tags. She does not even talk about it. She's just like, oh, you tag me, okay, I don't think I need this, but hey, because you want me there, just put me there. So I feel like they should also have read her mood. If she's not into it, stop forcing it on her. Because I believe Beatrice deserved this, and I'm sure she's going to end her season nicely. She's with imagine starting a whole season with defending your title in the cross country, track, road. You're performing so well, and then you're denied the track athlete of the year. That feels so wrong. So I feel like that was wrong. And what do you think about the men's side? Do you think the two people whom they have brought as the finalists deserved it, or?
I think before we even go to the men's side, I also think it doubles down to the influence a person has on like track and field as a whole. For Beatrice, even when the World Athletics released the list of nominees, the first list, you could see people were commenting Faith Kipyegon, and just like sidelining what Beatrice had done. So I feel like when it comes to influence, Beatrice should also like work with like social media people to help her build a brand, like a big brand, because not so many people just forgot about what she did at the Olympics and how her season has gone, and they were actually looking at what Faith Kipyegon had done. Most people were voting for Faith actually. So I feel like when it comes to her influence in the world of track and field, she has to really put in the work. She has to make a name for herself when it comes to marketing the sport and what she has done, and just be active on her socials so that people will know Beatrice actually exists. Beatrice has like influence off the track and not just in running, because it's even for Sydney, she was entered to run the Diamond League meeting final and she was not eligible. She had not raced in any meeting before the final, and she was the organizers wanted to make her run the hurdles in the final, but people just came out to like say it wasn't fair and stuff like that, and that's why she couldn't run in the main meeting. She was like 2 races were put aside for her to run. And you see, someone like that has a very huge influence, because not just a random person can be like, they can't be allowed to run the Diamond League final and then they're placed to, like, the 2 races are made for them like aside. So I feel like when it comes to influence, Beatrice also has some work to do in terms of building her brand off the track and, like, you know, living life like Faith Kipyegon does, or even she can do better. She can do better than what Faith has done. So those are my thoughts. But when it comes to the men, first of all, Tebogo making the list was like epic for me. He has really been impressive this season, winning, because after the Olympics he really ran faster times and he won. And considering how he started the season with the loss of his mom, you couldn't think maybe he would have been very impressive this season. So him making the list is really nice for Africa also. He brought pride to Africa, so that's a thumbs up. For Jacob, I feel like he has also been impeccable. He has run fast times, breaking records and stuff like that. At the Olympics, he was also impressive. So I feel like for the men, I don't really have a problem with how they selected the finalists, how the panel selected the finalists. No, Lyle's not making it. Definitely, he couldn't make it because he only won an Olympic gold medal and got COVID along the way, so he has not really done much for the sport in this season. Off the track, he's really been winning, you know, like engaging his girlfriend Janelle Bromfield. So off the track, hats off, he's done it. But on the track this season, I feel like it's fair enough he didn't make the final, you know. So but Tebogo and Ingebrigtsen making the final, that was a thumbs up for me.
Yeah, I also felt that was quite... I actually did not even think twice about complaining about the finalists for the men. Those ones straight up deserved to be in the finals. And it will be very fair if Tebogo also makes it to the final, becomes the eventual winner. I'm not speaking that because he's from Africa, but simply because he has done something exemplary. Also, Ingebrigtsen has also done something exemplary, but Tebogo has done it. I feel he has done it. He has made history. I mean, we're used to... we only know Africans are running marathons, 5K, 10K. Right now, even we are not sure of 5 and 10Ks with the likes of Ingebrigtsen, but sprints,
Yeah.
Tebogo doing it for Botswana doing it for Africa, that is quite a big milestone for him. And also, he also helped his team in the 4x4 meters relay. That was also another big move where he secured the silver for his team. I'm sure it was a silver.
Yeah.
And McHugh, if they had their third leg, if it was a bit fast, they would have gotten the gold, honestly, hands down. That was a goal for them. So I feel that was quite good. Ingebrigtsen also did a good job, actually, breaking records that have been held by Kenyans for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I have no complaint on that. The other issue is, the other point is the out of stadia. I also feel like that was quite, for them to come with Ruth and Sifan, it's quite a good, that was, whoever did the voting, that was quite considerable. And yeah, I'm a Kenyan, I appreciate Ruth, but I feel Sifan also deserves to be the eventual winner. The lady has done quite a lot. Yeah. But also, considering it's out of stadia, we've known Ruth from out of stadia events. Sifan has only joined out of stadia recently. So I feel Chemgeti should get this award by the fact that she has been racing out in these marathons, the halves and the full. But Sifan on the other side, if we will go by what happened during the Olympics, she deserves it. But if we go by who has been racing in most of the out of the stadia events, I'll go with Ruth.
Okay, I just stand by Ruth any day, anytime, because she was the first woman to run under 2:10. Such an impeccable feat. So for me, it's Ruth any day, anytime. I know Sifan has done a lot from her marathon debut last year. She won the 2 marathons that she competed in, which was very impressive. This season, finishing 4th in Tokyo and winning the gold at the Olympics was really nice. But I stick by Ruth's side any day.
Yeah, so that has been our discussion for today. It's very unfair for the World Athletics in their final selection of the finalists, the 2, leaving Beatrice Chebet out of it. Exactly. You need to know Beatrice, top of Beatrice. You need to speak of Beatrice because she's the one who has been, you've been posting Beatrice when she breaks the records, when she wins she opened the World Athletics postings early in the year with the wins from the world cross countries. So, and she's going to actually close it with another win. I'm sure she's going to get a win. I pray she gets the win. So it was very unfair leaving Beatrice out of it. Sometimes logic should also accompany these votings and what comes down to who is being given the final place. So with that has been our discussion for the hot seat for this week. I have been your host, Nora.
And I'm Abigail.
Cheers.
Bye.